Hello everyone and welcome to another World War Z Aftermath video. In today's guide, we're going to explore the best perks and builds for the Gunslinger class. The Gunslinger is one of the most self-sufficient out there, and it can deal with a horde using only the primary weapons without relying on the heavy weapons, making it a very solid choice for a group. There are multiple builds I'm going to share with you. Some may work best with other weapons and some may work best for others, or some may work best for PC or for those that like to do headshots. But without any further delay, let's jump right into it. The first build I'm going to share with you is the one I'm mostly using, and it relies a lot on headshots. However, if you don't like doing a lot of headshots, I will suggest you some other variations and also some other builds, so you can use whatever works for you better. Let's start with the first perk. We have 3 good choices, although Power Nap is my least favorite. You reload your weapons so fast, you don't have to use this, and the other 2 options are very solid. Fire in the Hole is one of the most default choices. Your frag grenades can kill 25% more targets. However, the impact grenades, they deal 100% more damage but have a smaller radius. This is better to deal with heavy Zik in case your team doesn't allow that, or in case you go for solo. This will deal massive amount of damage to the bulls and other specials, or in case you are not very well to plan throwing the frag grenade because it needs a couple of seconds before it explodes. This will help you to just make sure it explodes whenever you want, or in case you want to deal massive amount of damage. Second is my new favorite perk, Frontline Supply. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Headshots made with primary and secondary weapons automatically restore 5% rounds to the magazine. This is actually very powerful. Even if you fire a weapon that has very few ammo in the magazine, you will restore at least 1 round. However, if you fire something like an AK, Assault Carbine, or the new LMG, this becomes one of the best choices. It restores 2 or more rounds in the magazine. This is actually very powerful to deal with the hordes that are attacking vertically. You won't have to reload as much, you will save so much bullets, so this is actually one of the best choices in case you go for headshots. However, in case you don't like to go for headshots, the other 2 choices are very valid. Swapping mags, 25% reload speed for everything. This stacks with our red perks. We also have 10% reload speed for primary weapons and 15% for secondary weapons, so you will reload very fast. And this is for those people like me, because I do like to reload my weapon when it's not fully empty. However, Adrenaline will provide a much higher reload speed in case you have 25% ammo or less in your magazine, so it's basically on almost an instant reload. This is more valuable because you don't have to reload. I will show you an example for as you can see. Using especially the shotguns is very powerful. Not the shotguns, the assault shotgun, this is powerful. As you can see in the background, the horde is running, but we're still gunning and we don't have to reload. That's why many gunslingers, if you see in a high-end video or for very good players, they use the assault shotgun with the gunslinger, one of the best choices. That being said, Frontline Supply also works, as you see in the background, with the LMG, because every one headshot will restore a lot of bullets in the magazine and you won't probably have to reload during a whole swarm in case they're attacking vertically. So that's why this is a very high value in case you like to go like this. However, if you don't once again go for headshots, the other 2 options are very good. Moving on, finally the heavy metal have been buffed. Previously was a 25% increase, I think some months ago, but now the heavy machine gun has 50% more ammo, it deals 50% more damage. When I go for solo, I always take that, unless we go for levels like into the city, that we need a good primary weapon, then I have to choose the gunner or this is my rifle. Now this depends on your situation. AK scales very good with a Frontline Supply. Every one headshot will restore 2 bullets in your magazine. However, the AK doesn't have double penetration compared to the Sporting Carbine, the fully upgraded. That's the only difference. Sporting Carbine and AK have the exact same damage, but the AK has 50 rounds in the magazine, Sporting Carbine has 33 or 30 depending on your variation, and Sporting Carbine has 2 penetration. The gunner is actually better in case you want to deal with a swarm, but sometimes I prefer the AK because it's a full auto and it's not a semi-automatic. Honestly, it depends if you like the semi-automatic or the full auto. Some may say Sporting Carbine can be a little better, but personally I like the AK as well. Moving on, you will see most of the three options now are all valid. So Wheatgrass is 25% extra health, all the classes have that, extra survivability. For beginners, it's a must go. Bounty Hunter, 25% more damage to special zombies. I take this when I go solo because I don't have teammates to rely to go to the special zombie kills. However, if you have a slasher, a drone master, a fixer that will deal with the specials, you don't have to take that. Sleight of Hand is actually very good. It switches your weapon 150% faster, and it's actually one of the variations of the build I will show you. However, in most cases you can go with Wheatgrass for extra survivability. Up next, once again, 3 decent options. Gun Fanatic used to be quite good, especially compared with the next perk. We get the sortie that has only 4 rounds. You empty the primary weapon, you empty the secondary weapon, and you automatically reload. However, you had such fast reload speeds, especially if you got the swapping mags of the adrenaline. You don't need to get the Gun Fanatic, although the double barrel shotgun, this can be excellent. Concentration synergized with the build we're using because for the frontline supply, 5 consecutive headshots will grant you temporary health boost with 30 seconds cooldown. Now, you don't have to do 5 headshots in 10 seconds. If you do 5 seconds in 30 seconds apart, you will still get a temporary health boost as long as they're consecutively. However, if you don't go for headshots, Judo is a very nice option. If you are pinned down by a special zombie or normal zombies, you will automatically push them up and you can get up. So it has a 3-minute cooldown, but it's very good for beginner players that don't want to rely on headshots, but concentration heads will give you an overall better survivability. Up next, I'm using the sortie because this is probably a build I can run solo. However, if you don't run solo, welcoming committee is something you can provide to the group. 25% increased ammo for the stationary machine gun is excellent. However, the sortie is actually a very good option in case you plan to take a long-range weapon, because in short range it has 4 ammo bullets, but very devastating. As you can see in short range, you can get your ammo back thanks to the frontline supply, and you can deal with the Zik very easily. That's why it's a good option. The Syngenta is not as good, however we'll use it on another build that will rely on primary shotguns. In case you go for solo and you need a longer range weapon, that's why we'll go for this, but you will either have to go with sortie or welcoming committee. If you go for multiplayer, I do recommend to get welcoming committee to just buff a little bit the stationary machine guns for the whole team. Up next, finally we have something that's not as good. Although Action Hero seems pretty overpowered on paper, the conditions to make it active are very situational. You have to be the last remaining team member alive in order to fire your weapons without consuming ammo to the magazine for 7 seconds. So how often you remain the last man standing to proc this compared to the other two? That's the only thing. If you are remain the last one, I don't know, run with bad teammates or with bots. This could be useful. However, the other two choices are good. Deep Pockets is pretty self-explanatory. 25% more ammo for primary and secondary weapons. This is good if you run with a fixer and you want more explosive ammo to your magazines and everything. However, free refill will make you so self-sufficient. 3% restore of primary ammo with each kill with your equipment. 1 grenade, as you can see in the background, can restore so much ammo that you won't have to go and refill and restock your ammo. You can just remain there, keep shooting the horde, throw your grenade, get ammo back and keep going. It's actually pretty good, and that's why I prefer it. Moving on, once again, 3 decent options depending on the situation. Now, work belt, I don't recommend if you go with a group because as a gunslinger, you shouldn't have priority to the supply bags. If you go for solo, this could be good, especially if you know that 2 supply bags can spawn near you. You can have potentially 9 grenades that you carry and another 6 that can be overpowered. However, if you go with a group, Headhunter reward once again synergizes well with headshots. 5 headshots, refill 1 charge. Once again, you don't have to do it in a timer, you have to do it 5 consecutively headshots, and it has a 15 seconds cooldown. That being said, in case you can be able to do 5 headshots every 15 to 20 seconds, you will never run out of ammo or grenades or resources. That's why the Gunslinger with his spec specifically is so self-sufficient, you can keep shooting everywhere and everything. Now, Pocket Factory in the first glance may seem bad compared to the other options, and it is. However, now we have the daily challenges. So this build can be very bad in daily challenges. In case the Zeke have just a scratch mutator, they're immune to headshots, so this build is invalid. You shouldn't run it because you won't do any damage to headshots, so we have to make some changes. For example, you can change to this or this. Here you can go with Judo, and because you're not going to get a work belt, sometimes you can get looting is a crime, you won't find grenades. This can actually be a very good choice then, and only then. If you go for extreme difficulty and insane without mutators, this is a bad choice in my opinion. You go with Headhunter Wand or Work Belt, you will just generate some grenades, and in the end you will be able to fire, I don't know, 4-6 grenades depending on the length of the mission, instead of 0 or 1, because you won't do any damage with headshots, or you won't find any supply bags thanks to looting is a crime. And for the final perk, once again, all three options are quite good depending on your situation. Now, Annihilator is my favorite choice. It's consistent, 15% damage to everything, primary, secondary and heavy weapons. That's why I like it. It's consistent, it's always active, you don't have to do anything, especially beginner players, but I see many experienced players also use it because it's very consistent, 15% whatever you do. However, there are two other options. The Switcheroo pairs very good with Sleight of Hand. We will see the second build later, what we can change to make the Switcheroo a little bit better, because you switch weapons and get 50% damage for 5 seconds is good, and this actually may seem bad because it has 3 seconds duration and 50% provide firearm damage. However, this will work very good with a specific build in case we go with a shotgun, and we will see that in a little bit. Before that, let's have a look at the prestige perks we'll gain and the red perks. The Seek and Destroy is the reason I like the Gunslinger group. Automatically marks all active special zombies within 20 meters, so you can know where the bullet is coming from, the lurker, the infector, the gas bags, the boosters, everyone. It's very good. My bad, I don't like it at all. I believe this is a very mediocre perk. Up to hard difficulty, this can be good. You won't deal as much damage friendly fire. However, when you go to insane on extreme difficulty, when the friendly fire is just unforgiving, even 50% less friendly fire is not good. I would recommend to probably change that to something like, in case you use equipment or in case you do something, you won't deal friendly fire for a specific amount of time, rather than 50% less friendly fire always. Something else that the Gunslinger provides to the group, 50% firearm damage increase after you kill 25 zombies in rapid succession for 20 seconds. That's another reason the Gunslinger should focus on the Horde and not the specials, to provide 50% firearm damage to everyone, which is in that Swapping Max 2, Swapping Max 3, 10% and 50% reload speed for primary and secondary weapons, 10% more ammo for primary and secondary weapons, not that bad, and Frag Grenade can kill 20% more targets, also not as bad. So let's have a look at the second build variation. We're going to use the shotgun and the tier 2 shotgun actually, not the tier 3 shotgun, because this synergizes very well with it. Why? We have the Adrenaline, so reloading a weapon with less than 25% ammo in the magazine provides 50% reload speed boost for 5 seconds. In combination with Thrifty, you will reload very fast. As you can see in the background, your tier 2 shotgun, you will get 50% firearm damage increase boost. You don't have to wait for the full reload. Wait, I don't know, a couple of seconds. You will get 6 bullets in the magazine. You will be able to fire at least 5 of them if you are very fast with a 50% firearm damage boost, and then reload once again. And you can do that, dance, let's say. Reload, take the 50% ammo firearm damage boost, and fire. Rinse and repeat. For that reason, I also like to use the Hellraiser's Prestige shotgun. In all other circumstances, I like the normal shotgun. I'll probably make another video because I need to analyze it a little bit. However, in only this situation, because we have so much firearm damage boost, I do prefer the Hellraiser shotgun because it also has less ammo in the magazine, it's easier to empty it. These are the two reasons for this build to work better. Now let's have a look at the other perks. Concentration can work good in case you are going for headshots. In case you abandon at all the headshots, you can go over Judo. Headhunter Reward once again can work good, but in case you abandon once again the Headhunter Reward to go with a group, Pocket Factory can work pretty well. The shotguns have a lot of ammo, they're very ammo efficient, you don't need to spam your grenades and you could go something like this. This build actually is very good if you want to kill the Zeke without shooting them in the head. Because the regular shotgun compared to the assault shotgun, the tier 3 can one-shot the Zeke compared to the other one. That's why it's very powerful, and especially with a Thrifty and Adrenaline, the combo, you will be able to do it very often. So this is the build for you that don't like to do any headshots and you like the shotguns. And this is especially good if you go with Shotgun Fiesta, because you will definitely find one. However, if you go with this build and don't find a shotgun, you won't have as much benefit, so it's up to you. The Senjanda, I spec this in case I want to kill the Screamer or something like that, because with the Sortie or the shotgun you won't be able to kill the Screamer. However, if you have someone in your team and you go for a multiplayer, you don't have to go with the Senjanta. You can go with the Welcoming Committee, once again, or just stick with your pistol, but especially the blue coin Senjanta is pretty good, semi-automatic, very nice accuracy. And because we have the Gimme Reason, you have better accuracy, no recoil, so it works very well. And for the third variation of the build, once again, in case you want the frontline supply or anything, you can go like this. We go with Slate of Hand and Switcheroo. Now, this is a nice build, but it requires you to switch your weapons quite often. Each time you switch your weapons, you will get a 50% firearm damage increase for 5 seconds. It's extremely good, especially if you have the Sortie to kill the Zik in close range and another weapon to kill them in long range. However, using the background, Switcheroo allows you to switch your weapons so quick, it's almost instant, and it's also good because you can also switch to your heavy weapons quite fast. And that will give you an advantage in case you want to use your heavy machine gun as well. You will hear this sound when you switch your weapons, that you get the 50% damage increase, and it works very well. But apart from that, other things you can do, as you can see now in the build, you can either go with concentration or not. You don't have to go, you can go with adrenaline, you go with judo, and you go with pocket factory or work belt, whatever works for you. But only these two variations have to go with each other to synergize a little bit. Although headshots, I do like them. They kill the Zik much easier and you get temporary health boost, your ammo back and equipment back. There are not many tips I want to give to the Gunslinger. Depending on your build, try to stick with it in case you want to kill the horde. Focus on killing the horde of enemies, drop the pyramids, kill everything, kill any idle Zik that come nearby you, get a temporary health boost. Use your grenades either aggressively, if you go for deep pockets and you don't care for free refill, or defensively, let's say for value. Once your weapon is half empty, you can just throw a grenade, get all your ammo back and keep shooting without going and resupplying. That's the best advantage the Gunslinger has, self-sufficient, very good to deal with a horde without relying on anything else. Leave the stationary machine guns, leave the mortars to your teammates, just grab your tier 3 weapon, start shooting and don't stop. That's the beauty of the Gunslinger, and that's why when I have a good Gunslinger that doesn't steal the supply bags, don't steal the supply bags. Yes, as a Gunslinger, you don't have to. You will either have to go with Pocket Factory, Headhunter Reward, generate your own grenades, deal with a Zig, be self-sufficient, run around, destroy everything without relying on anything else, and be there for your team to handle the horde. I can't think of many disadvantages of running this class apart from you're not well equipped unless you have the heavy machine gun and bounty hunter to deal with some specials compared to other classes. And that was it for today's video. I really hope this will help you to pick your own perks and builds when running the Gunslinger class. Next up and final is the Fixer. I will try to make one video depending on how long will be the analyze the different choices we have for the equipment. However, if it's too big, I will break it into videos depending on the equipment choices. So feel free to like if you like the video, and you can subscribe to stay tuned for more upcoming World War Z Aftermath and other video games. And as always, I wish you all a wonderful day.